Hi. In the Taiji that I do, the upper body kind of rides on the legs, so that when I'm shifting, my legs aren't doing much. They're kind of passive, and they configure automatically underneath my body, depending upon what my body's doing. So I have a plumb line running from the top of my head down to the perineum, and I'm kind of moving my plumb line around, and that'll make my legs configure well if I'm relaxed properly. My knees will stay aligned, and I just kind of move around. But the knees do bend. Sometimes we go up or down. Our plumb line will go up or down depending upon the movement, like snake creeps down or whatever. And we don't want to bend the knees, per se. The knees get bent, but we don't actually bend them, meaning I don't consciously bend my knees when I lower in Taiji. I'm going to lower from here. So I'm going to relax this area and drop this down, move my whole plumb line. The top of my head keeps extending up while this extends down, always, even if I'm standing still, but then I allow this area to drop. I allow this to change shape and bend. And when I do that, the knees bend. That's how I want to do it. And doing it that way will allow the Jin to still flow well. And I'll demonstrate that with Robert here. Let me have you down here. I want you to hold my knees. I'm going to just stand in kind of a horse stance here with Robert at my knee area. And if I just start bending my knees, it's going to push me back. As I'm pushing, he's holding well, and it's going to send me back. I could lean into this. I could start bending my knees down and lean, and now he's just supporting my weight, and I can start to push, and it's harder for him. But it's a struggle. It's going to be who's strongest, and eventually, if he were to do something, he'd still be able to push me back. But the idea, like I said, and in this case, I'm going to have my knees go past my toes because I'm going to try to push Robert out with this. But what I'm going to do, again, keep the head rising, keep this sinking down, and then lower here, and that's the proper way to lower, and this is a good test to see if you're lowering well. Let me do that one more time. Again, head goes up, this is down just like we always do, and then I lower from here. And that'll show that you have an unbroken flow of Jin still, if you're able to easily push your partner away with that. Okay, good, thank you. Also, this change of shape here, as I do this, the knees bend, but that's also, the knee will bend if my leg raises. So when I raise a leg, I don't just raise my leg and lift my knee up. I let this go down, and as this goes down, this can start to come up with the way that I kind of intend the movement. And so as this happens, you can see this angle here changes, okay? So if I were to do this and the knee didn't move, then what would happen is that part of my leg bends back. And I'll show you a way to test that. That just by letting this area loosen properly with the right intention, that the lower part of your leg will be controlled. I'm going to adjust the camera, and then we'll do a test for that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down, and I'm going to have Robert holding the lower part of my leg down. So I'm going to lay like this, and Robert, I want you to lay it on my ankle area and calf area, and hold it down well. And if you want, you could have weight on whatever. So Robert has my leg well, and if you were to put yourself in this position, unless you're really strong, you're going to have a hard time just doing a leg raise. I could, see, I don't even, it starts to hurt the tendon behind my leg. I can start to push him, but it's difficult. But if, again, I have the top of my head going that way, keep my perineum going that way, so this is all stretched, and then I loosen this area with the intention of the knee bend, but being that my thigh's on the ground, what will happen is the lower part of my leg comes up. So let me do that now. okay? Not bad. I have no idea what this looked like. Let me do it one more time. Go ahead, Robert. If you think you could try harder, that's fine. Yeah, that's nice and uncomfortable. It's smashing my kneecap into this carpet. So yes, nice and uncomfortable. And again, top of my head's going that way, perineum's going that way, just like I would be if I was standing. All the same rules apply, and I loosen my waist, and as if I'm moving my plumb line down, just the same way I bent my knees when I was standing up. And that happens. So what I did was the same as this, but all this was isolated because it was laying on the ground. So the only thing left to move would be that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.